Hey, hey, it's Chris from Lemming and UPNLOADED.com. You know, I'm doing the whole snap and point thing. Normally, when I do that, though, at least the UPNLOADED logo or URL pops up. But I'm doing this live, and I have not figured out how to live stream a snap or a logo to appear midair. So just pretend like you could see the UPNLOADED logo. Maybe I should, maybe I should do is just showing you everything here. Just showing you everything. There you go. That's an UPNLOADED logo right there. Looking good, right? Looking good. Not that we have any viewers yet, but this is only 0 of, I want to say, it's not a night we're going to get 1 million viewers because it's already 9:39 p.m. West Coast time, which means it's past midnight on the East Coast. And if you're not even in America, oh my gosh, it's probably like 30 o'clock right now. You're probably very tired, very tired. So what we're going to do here is, today is going to be a day where we talk about Pre-E3. But until we have somebody in the chat, until we have an actual viewer, this is a time for me to reflect upon the mistakes I've made getting up to this stream. Oh, and my boy Naki says he's just about to go to sleep. But I hope you've joined us, Naki. Yeah, I thought you were busy or at school, but apparently I still don't know what time you are in the world. But oh, Cool Man's here. Glad to have you, Cool Man. Hey, both of y'all. Glad to have you both. Today's gonna be fun. We're gonna keep it tight. Normally I like to show off some Fortnite in the beginning, and actually have Fortnite updating right now. But every single time I am about to stream and I'm getting ready for Fortnite, there's like an update that is at least 1 gigabyte large. So it takes up not just space, but time. And while I'm live streaming, that's using my bandwidth, my internet speed. So I have to download and upload at the same time, because every time I'm talking to you live with this video and audio, it's using bandwidth. It's downloading. Well, it's uploading, actually. And I'm downloading a game update just to show you a game that I want to play for your feasting eyes. So we will play some Fortnite, but in the meantime, while we're waiting, I've got other things to show you. There's stuff that's going on. I don't know if you've heard, but there's this little thing called E3 happening, and it's starting. Well, officially starts on Monday, but if you've been paying attention at all, E3 has started, folks. E3 has begun, because I've decided to coin this. I'm sure nobody's come up with any kind of pun like this so far. Nobody. But E3 2018, let's say that. E3 2018 is, if it was a ship, it would be the Titanic, because it's just been leak after leak after leak after leak. And, yeah, we know pretty much everything. It seems like we know pretty much everything. I mean, hopefully there will be some surprises, because that's always been the cool thing about E3, but we know a lot. We know an absurd amount of games that are coming out, and there's been so many leaks that some publishers have just given up. They're like, okay, all right, yeah, it's happening. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the Mario Odyssey spinoff, it's happening. See you at E3. Here's a little clip. Games get leaked like Hitman 2, which we are going to live stream the announcement trailer. That was probably planned to be shown at a press conference for the first time, but no, it's official. It was leaked, and now, well, I don't know if it was leaked. They were teasing at it. Maybe this was a game that Warner Bros. Was planning on showing early, and that excuse me, that was a game that nobody thought was going to happen, actually. Well, not this soon. And it's not an episodic game like the last Hitman game. Being published by Warner Bros. Last one was published by Square. And yeah. Am I making any sense? Am I making any sense, or you just want me to get to the stuff? Like I said, Fortnite's still downloading the update. Downloading the $8 stop sign axe. And Naki asked me a question. Naki says, how much time is it taking? Oh, the download? Good question. We're 53% done. Now, that's 53% of a 100 gigabyte download. We're almost there. So let's get to the good stuff here. Like I said, lots of leaks, lots of stuff to show off. Coolman says, I've never played the Hitman series. I've played very little of the Hitman series. I was kind of a late explorer with the Hitman series, and the one I've played is the one that people typically don't like, which is Absolution. Hitman Absolution, yeah. It was the one that came out right before the last Hitman episodic game. And I thought it was okay. Kind of run-of-the-mill. But, yeah. It was just alright. But apparently, I own several of the Hitman games actually on Steam via Humble Bundles. I think, there's no way I bought them individually. So I own pretty much every Hitman game, I think, except the last one. And I've only played the one that nobody really likes. So, let's watch, shall we? Let's watch the Hitman 2. It's called Hitman 2, even though this is not Hitman 2. Hitman 2 I actually own, I think, on Steam. Let's find out before we, just to tease this. Let's get to the, before we actually show you anything that you want to see, let's find out if I own Hitman 2. Oh, you know what? Steam is taking its time to open. So, no. Maybe instead of doing that, we will just watch this trailer. But now I've already, okay, hold on, never mind. This is what you came here for, right? Just to watch me dig around on a screen you can't even see. You can see my UPNLOADED logo, my social media accounts, but the real question on your mind is, does he own Hitman 2? I do. In fact, it's called Hitman 2, Silent Assassin. So I own it. I own Hitman, Codename 47, Hitman Contracts, Hitman Blood Money, Absolution. There's a lot of Hitman games. And now, the second Hitman 2, Hitman 2, again, is finally being revealed. And I haven't seen this trailer yet. I wanted to go into it blind, just so that we could all enjoy it together for the first time. So, let's give it a gander. And I'll leave. Okay, here we go. Let's see our reactions. Ooh, this year. November 13th, 2018. Pre-order. Don't forget to pre-order, folks. Don't forget to pre-order. Jeez. What do y'all think about that? What do you think about that trailer? I'll tell you my thoughts. That was alright. I'm actually surprised this is coming out this year. When did the last Hitman game come out? Like I said, it was an episodic game. It just kind of like the Walking Dead series from Telltale, where you got stories piecemeal. Like I think every month for a while there was new content you can get, which was a new way of experimenting with this franchise. This game is not going to be that way. It's the full game, all in one. Except, unless if you don't pre-order, you can't be this chick right here. So you better pre-order. Pre-order. What do y'all think about that? What do you guys think about Hitman 2? Naki says, now there are 2 Hitman 2s. That's right. Eventually, they're going to have 47 Hitman 2s to get that Agent 47. So what do you guys think about that? You guys excited about that? This is being published by Warner Brothers. Like I said, Square had it. Square Enix had the rights, and then they sold off the studio, but they let them retain the rights. Now, Warner Brothers apparently is publishing, and that's scary. That's scary to me. I'm not excited about Warner Brothers publishing a Hitman game. Like I said, I'm not a huge invested fan in this franchise. I think it's alright, just from what I've seen. It's probably really good when it's good, you know? What I liked was that they showed off a lot of different scenarios. I mean, they kind of focused a lot on this, not NASCAR, but, you know, professional racing aspect where it's sabotaging a racer, it looks like, to his death. And then lots of stuff like this. Like, what is that? Rat poison. Okay, it even says there. You could tell when they were showing the chemicals that he was poisoning somebody. And then there was an elevator explosion right about here. Or elevator. It's planning. You know, that crap that they show when the game is loading. Just fancy nonsense that means nothing. Naki says, I never played any Hitman game. Well, now's your chance. Now's your chance. But unless you pre-order, you're not going to be able to play as, who? This guy with the Band-Aid over his nose. And, well, just to play Sniper Assassin. I don't know if that's a mode. Okay. Alright, this is a little better. My cynical voice was leading. It says, pre-order to play Sniper Assassin today. You can play today. They don't really explain what Sniper Assassin is. I'm not sure if that's a mode that's in previous games. I don't know, is that like a multiplayer thing? Like I said, I'm surprised this is coming out so soon. Naki says, I'll buy it on sale. Well, I might do the same. But I'm going to need to see. I'm taking a wait-and-see approach with Warner Brothers. Because Warner Brothers Interactive specifically, it's run by bad dudes, I think. It's run by dudes that have no interest in your interest, in your best interest. Because they've done a lot of shady shit. Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings franchise, it was notorious because it was a single-player game that was destroyed by microtransactions. They literally ground the game to a halt with microtransactions. And, you know, they reversed it years later. Or, not years, but they reversed it much later after their sales had been sold. After they had sold the lion's share of their games. You know what I'm saying. After they'd sold most of the games they were going to sell, they finally reversed it, updated it. Said, oh, the microtransactions are gone. The game's not a broken piece of shit anymore. So that's the same company that's publishing this game. And they're also possibly publishing, wait for it. Remember Rocksteady? Rocksteady, the developers of Batman, Arkham Asylum, Batman, Arkham City, and Batman, Arkham Knight. They've been working on a game, you know. Arkham Knight came out years ago. It's been rumored. What are they working on? They were supposed to be working on a Damian Knight game. Damian's the son of Batman. It's supposed to be a Batman game starring Batman's son. And then nobody likes Damian. Nobody likes Damian as a character. And supposedly that game got shelved. Now rumor is this is what's up. Superman, World's Finest. Published by these guys. Warner Brothers. Most likely developed by Rocksteady. Rocksteady Games. What y'all think about that? Cool Man says, I never pre-order games. You know what, Cool Man? I almost never pre-order games. It's been years. Well, no, I say that, but no, it hasn't. Until last April when I pre-ordered God of War, it had been years. Only reason I pre-ordered God of War was because I got it $13 cheaper on Amazon, and I knew it was going to be a good game. You know, when a game is getting such positive reception well before the game is released, and the developer and publisher are not afraid of reviews going out until the day it's released, then they're confident in their product. Nintendo, for example, is often very confident in their product, and they will let reviews go out weeks in advance. Same thing happened with God of War, I believe, and it was just getting great reception, so I pre-ordered it. Before that, last game I had pre-ordered was Super Smash Bros. No, I didn't even pre-order that. I guess I did. I got it digitally and I preloaded it. I didn't pre-order the game at GameStop. I pre-ordered the GameCube adapter so I could play the game with the GameCube controller. That's what I pre-ordered. But yeah, generally I don't pre-order games. This is all they want you to do is pre-order so that they can just have your money in advance and, you know, maybe deliver the product they promised. Maybe. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this? A Superman game from Rocksteady. Now, normally I think that's kind of exciting. just because they get to do something else. I love Batman. Batman's my favorite superhero, but if I was Rocksteady at this point, and you've been making Batman games for probably about 10 years, you want to try something else. And Superman games, I don't know if you've known, but Superman games generally aren't very good. And Superman's a hard character to make a good game about, because in order to have like an action game, your character needs some kind of flaw or weakness, and Superman's is pretty much kryptonite, or rock. And beyond that, he's a character that can fly, shoot heat lasers out of his eyes, he can see through walls. He's just a super guy. And has very little weaknesses, very little flaws. So that's a hard character to make a game around. So I don't know if this is real or not. This is something that's, E3 comes out, all kinds of stuff gets passed around as possibly real. Who knows? The real rumors about Rocksteady's next game was that it's going to be a games as a service kind of game. And that kind of rumor's been circling around a lot recently. And I'm not excited about that at all. Not one bit. And the guy who is touted at Warner Brothers for just, making everything awful, I believe he was just recently hired to make everything awful at Rocksteady as well. He was the guy who implemented the microtransactions in Shadow of War. He said that, I believe so at least, he said that on his LinkedIn profile that he was brought in on Injustice 2 and got the game $5 million more in profits from microtransactions. That's the guy in charge. That's why I'm not too excited about it. Love the Batman games, but you could tell near the end, you could tell Warner Brothers was getting greedy. They're one of the worst. They're one of the worst. They possess some of the greatest IP, and they know how to make them terrible. They hire great developers who are very competent in what they do, and they find a way to fuck it all up. Naki says all Superman games weren't good at all. No, they weren't. Especially Superman 64. Coolman says, I wish they... Listen to this man right here. Coolman says, I wish they made Batman Beyond. Like an Arkham-style Batman Beyond game. Yes, I wish the same. When Batman Beyond... I don't know if you guys know about Batman Beyond. But when Batman Beyond was first airing, I love that show. When it came out on DVD, I bought all the seasons. And for a while, Warner Brothers was trying to make a Batman Beyond movie. It all ended up falling apart. But that franchise would make an excellent open world kind of Batman game. In the future, Terry McGinnis, oh man, that would be awesome. If you guys don't know Batman Beyond, do yourself a favor. And if it's streamable, stream it. If you can get a DVD on your hands, get it in your hands and put it in a DVD player. Push it, turn it on, and watch some Batman Beyond. It's one of the best. It's the sequel to Batman the Animated Series, which is one of the highest acclaimed animated shows of all time. Batman Beyond is a sequel to that, and it's extremely good as well. Very high quality stuff. And you should see Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker as well. Another excellent movie. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Anyway, moving on from Superman, Rocksteady, and whatnot. There's some other things that I wanted to talk about. Oh, Naki, this is for you because you brought this to my attention again. You reminded me. Atari VCS. You guys know about this, right? Heard about the Atari VCS? So, what came out today was that Atari faked some footage, it sounds like. They showed a dude playing Tempest 4000 on the Atari VCS, and during like a Reddit thread, the developer of Tempest 4000 said, yo, I didn't make that. I mean, I made the game, but I didn't port it to the Atari VCS. And so people are calling foul. And Atari's saying, oh, yeah, we were showing off the PC version, but we're confident that this will happen. But you guys didn't even talk to the dude who made the game. But you're confident. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I don't know. The Atari VCS is not something I would recommend investing in until you see other people that are getting a boxed system in their hands. Because Atari's a company that it feels like it's splintered and spread out and very money grubby. They a few months back they launched a campaign for another Roller Coaster Tycoon game, but the campaign was for you to become an investor in it, and you would have to put in like hundreds to $1,000 or more dollars to own a portion of that game's profits for a temporary amount of time. That's the company that Atari is today. So that's the company that was asking for, well, they got millions of dollars to fund this system that may just be running emulators. It may just be running emulators. Maybe it may just be a glorified Steam box. Rick says, what about the Jared Leto Joker movie? Or just the Joker movie? Wait, is Jared Leto getting a Joker movie? Hold on. Hold the phone. Because I know that Martin Scorsese, if you guys don't know about this, is producing a standalone Joker movie for Warner Brothers. And Jared Leto wasn't too happy about that, because Jared Leto wasn't going to be playing the Joker in that. Jared Leto's playing the Joker in the Suicide Squad sequel and the Harley Quinn spin-off sequel. But he's not playing the Joker, at least as far as I know. He wasn't playing the Joker in the Martin Scorsese movie. Martin Scorsese wanted Leonardo DiCaprio, and it was supposed to take place like in the 80s, supposed to be an origin story for the Joker. Some people weren't too happy about that because the Joker's origin story has always been kind of a little murky, except for The Killing Joke, which is a pretty damn good comic if you haven't read it. They made a movie about it, which I was really excited about. It was kind of disappointing. But first R-rated Batman movie, animated movie at that. Didn't feel like it deserved the R rating at all, though. I was actually excited that they went for the R rating, but it didn't feel like it deserved an R rating. It felt like maybe not even a hard PG-13. I don't know. I think they only gave it an R rating to be harsh on it, or maybe they just were kind of gunning for the R rating, but it didn't seem like they deserved it. Let's see, Joker movie. Googling. You got me Googling, Rick. Coolman says, so many movies, so many villains and superhero movies this generation. Yes. Well, I'll be damned. What the hell is Warner Brothers doing? Let's read this together, folks. Now, Jared Leto's Joker is apparently getting his own movie too. 2017, Warner Brothers and DC revealed they were developing a Joker origin story movie that would be entirely separate from Jared Leto's portrayal of the character in 2016's Little Love Suicide Squad. Yada, yada, yada. Says, it appears that approach wasn't confusing enough. Exactly. This is just confusing Warner Brothers, because Variety reports that the studio is now pursuing another standalone Joker film, only this one will star Leto in the title role. This is weird. Like I said, he's appearing in the spin-off with Harley Quinn, and he wasn't happy when they announced that they were doing this separate movie. So now he's getting his own movie. I thought they were trying to push him out, but they are still including him, because people generally, this was not a very loved portrayal of the Joker, but apparently, Warner Brothers doesn't want to lose Leto. Rick says, I'd like William Dafoe. I could see that. He's got that menace to him. He just can't do it like he did in, well, yeah, I feel like he was hit and miss, right? In Spider-Man. I thought he was good and bad, like he was chewing the scenery. Naki says, Chris, have you watched Batman Ninja? No, I have not. It's on my list, but I have not seen it yet. Is it any good? Have you seen it? It's on my list. I've heard it's just kind of alright, but I thought it was an interesting idea. This idea, though, it's just confusing. I don't know what they're doing here. Why do they have two separate Jokers? Two separate Jokers being produced at the same time. It's not like, oh, Warner Brothers made a Joker movie, and then 10 years later made another Joker movie with a different guy. Now this is, hey, we're making 2 Joker movies starring 2 different people, being produced by 2 different people with 2 different ideas of what this character is. That will make the DC extended universe click. Warner Brothers does not know what they're doing. Just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. Rick says, Jared was alright, but nothing special. Yeah, I thought it was okay, but I wasn't feeling the tattoos, like the damaged on his forehead. What is that? What is that? We know the Joker's damaged. We've never known the Joker as somebody that needs to tattoo damaged on his forehead. I don't know. He had too many tattoos. I didn't know if it was supposed to be ironic. I wasn't feeling it that much. I thought, of course, Brokeback Mountain guy, Heath Ledger, I thought he killed it. He did amazing, and Jack Nicholson did a great job too. Very different interpretations, but Heath Ledger was a madman. He was a killer. That he became that character. You know, rumors about Jared Leto when he was on set was pranking people with like dead rats and stuff, just trying to get in character. I don't know. This is weird. This is weird. Why are they doing 2 separate movies, two separate actors at the same time? It's just bad. It's just a bad idea. It's a bad idea. I mean, the only way I could make it make sense in my head at the time when they announced the separate movie being produced by Scorsese was that they were trying to push Leto out. You know, he was mad about it, but they were still proceeding with the movie anyway. Maybe he'll quit. People didn't love his performance. Maybe he'll just drop out when his contract's over. He wasn't happy. If you guys don't know, Suicide Squad, according to Jared Leto, they filmed a full movie's worth of scenes with him. Like 70 minutes were cut from this film. Suicide Squad. He was pissed. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Rick says, would you like Leo as the Joker? You know what? I think Leonardo DiCaprio is a very talented actor. I can't see him outside of like really loving Martin Scorsese because they're best buds, you know. But outside of him being really close with Martin Scorsese, the producer, I can't see him actually really wanting to be the Joker. He tends to focus on more serious roles. In fact, I can't even recall a time when he was in like a less serious role. All of his movies. I mean, Catch Me If You Can, kind of lighthearted, I suppose. He plays in characters in lighthearted movies, I guess, but Joker's dark. Well, usually. I don't know. I think he could pull it off, but I don't think when it was announced that it wasn't really announced, when the rumors were circulating that Martin Scorsese was chasing Leo for this role, or he wanted him, part of me in the back of my head thought, nah, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And then there were other rumors that what's-his-face wanted the role. You know the guy I'm thinking of right now, right? You can read it in my eyes and my brain. What's his name? Well, that guy wanted it. I'm Still Here. This is what's his name? What's his name? Rick says, "What about Johnny Depp? Have you seen Johnny Depp? People are worried about old Johnny. Let me pull this up for you here. Maybe we could talk about some games too. But this is interesting too. But let me pull up old Johnny for you. Johnny Depp ain't looking so good. Jonathan Depp. There it is, Johnny Depp. Ain't looking so good. Said, what's wrong with Depp? I don't know. But this is him right now. This is what Johnny Depp looks like. And this is actually flattering compared to the picture I saw. See, I don't know. Maybe it's for like a role. Maybe he's going for like the meth head look. You know. While we're talking about meth heads, my mom, a few years back, said she saw a picture of me. She said I looked like I was a meth addict. And I gotta tell you, I've never tried meth, but I was flattered because she said I looked like a meth addict, and meth addicts look like this, pale and gaunt. It's a flattering thing she ever said. So I don't know what's wrong with Johnny Depp, but I think he has the look for a Joker. I just don't know if he cares anymore, though. Right? I just don't know. Anyway. We had a few more things we could talk about, I guess, to stop talking about possible meth addicts. Ubisoft. Yves Guillemot, whatever his name is. He said recently, very, very recently, that there's only going to be one more console generation. After that, we're done. No more. No more consoles after this. He thinks that after the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and the Switch, there's going to be one more generation. After that, no more. And he's not saying that because he thinks the industry is just going to disappear. Video games are going to be gone. No. He's saying that Microsoft's strategy is going to explode. And Microsoft's strategy is what they kind of teased at a lot last year. They didn't just tease, they implemented. So remember last E3 when Microsoft said exclusive, like trailer after trailer after trailer said exclusive to the Xbox One and Windows PC. Game after game after game. So you had Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3, every future Halo game, Gears of War 4. They're all coming to the Xbox One and Windows PC. And Ubisoft believes that that's the way to go. It's not just going to be that. It's going to be every system, every phone, every computer is going to just be able to stream every game. It's just going to be publisher versus publisher, essentially. And hardware is not going to be a limitation, because once you have a system that can download fast enough and upload fast enough, you're good. You're good to go. Put Bluetooth controller support on that sucker. Anything is a console. Anything with a baseline level of hardware, just as long as it can stream and upload and connect to a controller, you have a console. And that's what they believe is the future after this next generation. Coolman says, I think everybody might switch to PC. Well, according to Mr. Ubisoft here, everything kind of will be a PC, because your phone, your telephone here, that is a computer. I mean, it is. It's a computer in the size of your hand. It's a computer in your pocket. But as long as it can upload and download, what your phone can do, what your PC can do, your PlayStation 4 can do, your Switch can do, your Xbox One can do, all of these systems can already do this technically. For example, Resident Evil 7 Cloud Edition for Switch is an example of what Ubisoft is talking about here. This is the future they believe in. This is the idea that they think is going to permeate and spread throughout the world. And he thinks, the CEO of Ubisoft thinks that it's going to take one more generation. After the next generation, there's not going to be any more generations. It's just going to be, we're just moving on. Microsoft has already laid out the plans to move on. The fact that exclusives don't matter to the Xbox anymore, they literally don't. Unless it's a third-party game or an indie game that's exclusive to the Xbox, it's also coming to PC. Anything first-party from Microsoft is not exclusive to the Xbox. It's coming to PC. PC. That's a weird way of saying that. It's coming to the PC. So, if they're right, then no more PlayStation, no more Xbox, no more Switch. It's just all going to be brands. They might sell exclusive controllers. You might get the PlayStation, the Universal PlayStation controller, the Universal Xbox controller, the Universal Nintendo controller that you can just connect to anything. They'll all be Bluetooth controllers or something like that. That's the idea, at least, right? Now, do I think he's correct? I think he's right in the idea that this is possibly an inevitable future. it is very possible that, in fact, maybe even likely, that this will be the case. Not necessarily. I don't think he's right about the timeline, though, because he said, oh, after the next generation, it's done. Rick says, I don't know. I like consoles. I do too. I like a lot of things, though, and a lot of things haven't gone my way. I like consoles. I liked games that had cheat codes. Not to cheat, just because they had bonus modes, cool unlocks, funny things. I like cheat codes. Cheat codes don't really exist anymore, though, do they? No. They were Trojan horsed with achievements and trophies. Now, I don't think achievements and trophies are bad, but they have literally replaced cheat codes. It's just a little checkbox, little thing that pops up. Oh, cool. Endorphins, that's great. But I miss actual content. I miss the actual content. So, yeah, I like consoles too. But I think it doesn't matter what we like. It's really where the dollars are. Now, the thing is, the reason I don't really agree with this dude, at least as far as the timeline's concerned, because he said one more console generation to go. And the PlayStation 5 has been rumored a lot over the last few months, right? Some people really expected it. A few months ago, a lot of people expected the PlayStation 5 to be announced and released this year, which I always thought was crazy. And it's not happening. It's not happening. If it happens, I'll be... I'm deleting the video if it happens. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because Sony is selling tons of PlayStation 4s right now. They're actually making a profit on the hardware. And they're the number one console in the space right now. So they have no incentive to do that. The loser is often the one that pushes for the next generation. The original Xbox was only 4 years old when Microsoft killed it. They killed it. They did. As soon as the 360 was released, they weren't making any more Xboxes. Once retail was out of them, they were gone. They were gone. Xbox was not the winner that generation. They sold far, far, far fewer systems than the PlayStation 2. So the loser is often the one to push the next generation. Wii U didn't sell so well. So Nintendo put out the Switch much earlier than they did with their previous systems. Naki says, I do not like trophies. Yeah, I just think they're alright. But they're not a good substitute for content. For me, that's like a way of tracking like progress in certain things. But no, it's not a substitute for content. But anyway, I digress. And as I digress, I'm going to need to hydrate here real quick. So, I think that this is a very possible future. You already have things like PlayStation Now. Sony is moving in this direction too. PlayStation Now is what he is talking about. This is what Ubisoft is talking about. Streaming games. He even says hardware will not be a limitation anymore. It won't matter that your phone is not as powerful as an Xbox One X or a gaming PC. It could play a game essentially on the highest settings possible, because it's not playing it on the phone's hardware. It's just downloading. You're streaming it. Just like you would a Netflix movie, you're streaming the game. And you're streaming it from somebody else's gaming PC, another company's gaming PC. This is games as a service incarnate. This is a game as a service. You are literally paying a subscription fee to play a game. But you're renting it. And the quality is going to be very up and down, which leads me to my next point. This is why I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. In order for this future to become a reality, the majority of the world, would need access to high speed, very high speed, or at least relatively high speed internet access, both download and upload. A lot of ISPs, especially here in America, will give you a okay to decent, that's about the same thing, an okay to good download speed and a really crappy upload speed. When I lived in Las Vegas, I think I had a 30 megabit per second download speed and maybe about a 1 megabit per second upload speed with CenturyLink. Don't like CenturyLink. But the ISP situation, especially in America, is a mess. It's a mess. It's a huge country. America is huge. And there's large portions of the country that do not have access to high-speed internet. And the internet access they do have is either one provider, maybe two, maybe, but often, especially in rural areas, it's just one at most. And it often sucks. It often sucks. It'll be 50 people or 100 people sharing a box out in the middle of nowhere that gets up to 50 megabits per second. And they're all sharing from that same box, meaning they're all getting less than a megabit per second. And this is what the future of gaming is, according to Ubisoft CEO. So, in order for that to happen, either the world, not just America, but the world at large, needs access to very high-speed internet, and it needs to be affordable. Otherwise, well, not just that. They need access to the high-speed internet, and the ISPs, the internet service providers, that now no longer have to adhere to net neutrality thanks to Ajit Pai, another bad dude. Since net neutrality is out the window, and hopefully that gets reversed, hopefully, but since net neutrality is out the window, ISPs are off the leash. They can do whatever they want, including making it a lot harder for you to stream without paying them more money. So if streaming is now the only way to play a video game, and now you have to fork over extra money just to have a serviceable game, just to be able to play a game that's not stuttery and blurry and blocky and slow, just to be able to do that, then it's not looking good, right? It's not looking good. So all these things need to improve rapidly. The world at large needs access to very high-speed internet, low latency, fast downloads, fast uploads. Otherwise, if the game industry goes through with this, if they say, you know what, this is the future. Microsoft says, no, we're done. We're done releasing Xboxes. It's just, you know, Microsoft hardware. We'll keep the Xbox brand. Sony does the same thing. Nintendo does the same thing. They all just say, yeah, play anywhere. Literally, play anywhere. If that's what they decide to do, then they are going to be leaving a large portion of the market out. Because not only do tons of people in my country have very little access or no access to internet speeds that are affordable enough to do something like this, or even exist. Oftentimes, they don't have access to speeds high enough to stream games. Usually, not just usually, but very often. Very often is this the case. It's just where you live. It's in proximity to where you live. So, not only does my country have this problem, but countries all around the world have this problem. So if they went through with this before the world is ready for it, what they're saying is, we don't need you. We are going to take a risk on the people that live close enough to have high-speed internet and have enough money to be able to pay for this kind of thing. That's the market we want, because we're going to assume that those people want us so bad that they're going to pay us, they're going to pay their ISP for all this, they're going to pay for extra, they're going to pay extra in microtransactions and extra subscription fees and yada, yada, yada. And they're taking the gamble and saying, we don't need you. We want this whale. We want this group of people because they're affluent, they can afford it, and they have access to what we're providing. So by doing that, they're shunning a large portion of the market. So that's why I don't think he's right about the timeline. Because I don't think Ubisoft really wants to say they don't care about Middle Eastern countries anymore, or Canada. Canada has terrible internet services from what I understand as well. So yeah, that's my soapbox on that. I'd like to know what you think. Rick says Obama-fi. Obama-fi. You know, Obama, to his credit, he didn't want to, because from what I understand, his donors didn't want him to. But he signed net neutrality into law. And Donald Trump, well, I'm about to talk my ass. Well, let's focus the blame here. Ajit Pai ushered in the end of net neutrality, and those changes are becoming legal soon, or if they haven't already. Get ready for ISPs to make things worse, including your gaming. It's going to make things more expensive for sure. Count on that. Cool Man says, a world with no consoles. It could happen. Especially according to Ubisoft CEO. It's weird hearing that from a big company like Ubisoft, especially so early. He said this in an interview with Variety. So, this isn't something he would probably say anytime soon on an E3 press stage. Rick says, I thought the Senate had reversed the decision. You are correct. They voted to reverse the decision. The House has not. And they probably will not. Because as far as I know, the Republicans are still in control of the House. And, no, they are. Not as far as I know. They are. What I'm saying is, as far as I know, it hasn't gone to vote. But the Republicans have been on the other side of this debate. At least the Republicans in office. From the polling, people on both sides of the aisle, citizens, just average citizens, Republican or Democrat, independent, whoever, agree that net neutrality is a good thing. Once they understand what net neutrality is, they say, yes, that is a good thing that I want. But people in Washington, it's a game of bribery. It's a game of bribery. It's a country run on bribes. Wow, this is quite a gaming stream, isn't it? I mean, it all relates, though. It all relates. So, yeah, I was excited when I heard that the Senate had voted to overturn it, and it was just by a slim margin, like a few votes. But Congress, the House of Representatives, if they haven't already voted on it, I don't anticipate them voting in our favor. But yeah, let's talk a couple more things about games here. Just Cause 4, that was really leaked. Now, I mean, it was hinted at a few days ago, and now this happened. Steam revealed Just Cause 4. This is pre-purchased now, right there. Whole picture and everything. So Steam leaked that one. Rick says, what are your thoughts on the Red Dead Redemption editions, the special editions? Well, actually, I have a coworker who he told me today, actually. He said he had pre-ordered the $100 version, and he realized he got the wrong version. He went back and got the $200 version. There's a $200 version of this game. Comes with like a toolbox. It's like a metal box with a key and some cards in it. I don't know, in a metal case. I personally wouldn't spend that much on that game. And I played the hell out of the first Red Dead Redemption. Let's pull that up. Let's pull up the Red Dead Redemption Super Duper Special Edition so y'all can see this. Game mode stop. What you guys think about that? What do you guys think about special editions? I should ask you guys while you're here in this chat with me. Look at that. So they got, I'll pull this up so you guys could all see this here. Look at all this. Look at all these different editions. Actually, this is $100. What's the $200? Okay, so this is the one he got. But this comes with the box too. This is weird. So they make it look like the standard edition is $100. The greed from Rockstar has gotten kind of gross, I think. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Grand Theft Auto 5 was announced, around the time it was announced, I believe they announced single-player expansions like they did with Grand Theft Auto 4, which were very ludicrous. No, I'm losing my words, losing my vocabulary. Lucrative. They were very lucrative for Rockstar. Those expansions sold a lot. They did good. They did well. That's why they kept making them. But Grand Theft Auto 5, they announced some single-player expansions. That never happened. They said, oh, we're making tons of money on this multiplayer, this online multiplayer. Shark cards. That's where the money's at. So once I saw that part of Rockstar really forming and devolving, I was getting scared about Red Dead Redemption 2 because, like I said, it played the hell out of the first one. Look how many different special editions there are of this crap. Where's the $60 game? Right here. You have to scroll down to find it here. Look at it. So there's a $60, an $80, $100, $160, $180, and $200 edition of this game. Jeez. Fucking heck. You gotta be kidding me. Coolman says special editions are expensive when it comes to games. Yeah. From the mouth of babes, right there. $200. Rick says, people got mad when the collector's box comes with no game. Yeah. You guys hear about that trend that Rick just said? A lot of games these days don't even come with the game. They call them collector's editions or special editions or whatever pun edition. It doesn't even come with the game. Granted, I don't think that's the case with any of the Red Dead Redemption game special editions. Most of these things, like this $80 version, there's nothing special about it except it comes with some code that you scratch off and, you know, little piece that you take out of the box when you get it, scratch it, input the code, and download some extra content that I guess clearly could have been there on the disc, but, you know. How else are they going to charge you $20 more so that you can get, what? What do you get? You get the special edition, which comes with exclusive story mode content. So they're barring off story mode content now. I don't like that one bit. You know what? Stuff like this is what makes me think I need to wait for the Game of the Year edition. But if this game is even half as popular as Grand Theft Auto 5, we're not getting that. Not anytime soon, at least. You know, some games you could wait a year, sometimes less, and you get the special edition that comes with all the DLC that all the suckers bought with the season pass. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be so lucky with Red Dead. Maybe I'll just get the $60 version or wait for a sale on it and just play that. I'm sure there's plenty of content. Too many games out there for me to be obsessed with one game. That's the strategy. All these companies want to have their own Overwatch, their own Fortnite, their own PUBG. They all want to be that company that has a game that consumes your life. I'm not into that. I want to play a bunch of different games. So, you know, if that means I only get 40 hours out of Red Dead Redemption 2, I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm fine. By that point, I will want to play another game. What do you guys think about that idea? Naki says, not even the online code, Rick? Oh, yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, Naki, yeah, it doesn't even come with a code often to download the game. Nah. You bought the special edition of the game, but of course you didn't buy it for the game, right? You bought it for all the crap. All the cheap crap it comes with. Some of them are really cool. They're like the same coworker that I was talking about. He showed me some pretty cool special editions. But personally, I'm in it just to play the game. So I don't need that stuff. And it ends up taking up a bunch of space. Rockstar says it's so that people bought the game edition they want. Well, I want the game that comes with all of this stuff, but for $60 or less. And they'll give it to me, but it'll take them some time. I don't know. Rockstar does sales as much, even though Grand Theft Auto 5 is still $60 MSRP right now. You could still get it for $30 several times a year. So I think I'll be able to get this version for $40 on a sale before a year's passed, if I want to. Let's see. Cool Man says, hard to believe GTA 5 came out 4 years ago. Yeah, it is. Rick says, Red Dead Redemption's collector's box doesn't come with the game. Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, shit. Hold on. So, you guys hear this? Hold on. Naki says addiction is bad. And Rick says, Red Dead Redemption's collector's box doesn't come with the game. So it comes with the metal case, but not the game. So this is the collector's box. You know what this is? You know what this is right here? Read it. It's all in the fine point here. It's called the Red Dead Redemption 2 Collector's Box. It's like when the PlayStation 2 first came out, there were people, and this became a trend afterward too, but this was a big deal at the time. There were people going on eBay, and they would put this. They'd say, PlayStation 2 box. And people bought them, thinking they were getting a PlayStation 2, but they see the word box, and they just kind of ignored it. They are selling an empty box. People spent tons of money. I think eBay ended up forcing refunds for some of them. But yeah, that is shady. Look at that. Let's read the product details here. Yeah. I'll be damned. There's no game there. So that's probably where the $200 game comes in, right? That's why he said, my coworker said he got the wrong one, because his didn't come with the game. Naki says, I get sick of waiting for complete editions. That's why some people pirate games and buy it later. Well, most people that pirate games do not buy them later. But, yeah, I know what you're saying. I get it. I often don't want to wait for the complete edition either, just because, you know, when a game is popular and that's what everybody's playing, you want to be a part of that. You want to be able to talk about the same things. You want to experience things at the same time other people are, because when you play it later, most people aren't playing it anymore. They're talking about something else. But for a single-player game, mostly, I'm sure this is going to have a heavy online multiplayer. The first one did. Not to the extent this one's going to, I'm sure. But for a single-player game, I'm alright. Because typically, I want to, like a game like this, I want to experience the story as much as I want to experience the gameplay. So, to wait and experience it on my own, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Now, with the multiplayer game, I get it. You know, less people playing it at the same time, less people to play with. Means longer wait times in lobbies. The people you do end up playing with typically have a much higher level than you, so they're more experienced, or they have better weapons, yada, yada, yada. So I get it with the multiplayer game. Single player game, I'm okay. I'm okay, typically. Like I said, I love the Batman games, but I waited on the Arkham Knight. I waited for a sale to get the complete edition of that, because there was tons of content in there that wasn't in the base game. And I played all of it. Played all of it. Beat all of it. Great game. Great game. Got this. You know what? It was a big deal at the time because Warner Brothers, publisher, the demon publisher of that game, said that it was going to have a $40 season pass. They announced it right after they announced the game, or at the same time. $60 game with the $40 season pass, and that was an unprecedented high price season pass, which is ridiculous. It was more than half the cost of the game. And I got Batman Arkham Knight with all that DLC not long after, I mean, maybe 6 months after, on sale on the PlayStation 4 store for $40. I think about $40, maybe a little less. So I got all that content. And I waited about 6 months. That's cool. I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I got more. I paid less. It's just economics. But what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about games that don't come with the game? They're selling the box. $100. Let's go back to this real quick. So this one comes with the special edition of the game, I think. Or the collect... What does it come with? Ultimate Edition. So it comes with the box kit and the Ultimate Edition. And this one comes with, well, just the game with a bunch of DLC stuff that they pruned out of the $60 game. But this is the one we're looking at here. So $100 gets you no game. But it gets you a tin box with a key and some cigarette cards, a puzzle. Oh, it's a double-sided puzzle. A 6-shooter bandana, playing cards, pin set, a treasure map. You think you'll find actual treasure if you follow that map? Oh, no, it's a treasure map for the game, I remember. So you could find things in the game. And a Wheeler, Rawson, and Company catalog. $100. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. It's worth $100. It also comes with a collectible challenge coin. Never mind. Worth $100. No problem. What do you guys think of that? Would you pay $100 for a tin box and a puzzle? Some cards? This collector's edition is just made to piss people off. How many people, like my coworker, honest mistake, are going to buy this? How many people are going to buy this thinking that they're getting the game, come home, and all I got is $100 of crap? Rick says, hell no. Hell no. Yeah, I feel you. Well, folks, Rick says that's worth like $20. Yeah. I'd be surprised if they are paying that much in manufacturing for it, to be honest. But it's all specialized stuff, limited run. Maybe that stuff costs a little bit more to get customized. But come on. Nah. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, before we go, I was about to wrap this up, but before we go, we have one more bit of news here. Breaking news. Crackdown 3. Get this. Crackdown 3 has been delayed. Shocker. Right before E3, they confirm that Crackdown 3 for the Xbox One and PC has been delayed to February 2019. It's just a joke at this point. I think Microsoft is just they're trolling us. They're making fun of us at this point. And I'm not even I haven't played any of the Crackdown games, but they've been talking about this game since before the Xbox One came out. This was the game that said, it's going to make use of the cloud. Remember when the Xbox One was first revealed and nobody liked it? And they kept saying, the power of the cloud is going to make everything awesome. And Crackdown 3 was their big game to push this. I wonder if they're still doing that, by the way. And the game just got delayed and delayed again and delayed again. It was finally supposed to come out last year. And then it got delayed to this year. And we're only halfway through this year. And it's been delayed to next year already. Who cares anymore? Who cares now? I just thought that was funny. I thought that was something interesting. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a great game. The thing is, it's got to be an amazing game at this point. You keep teasing people, pushing it, saying this game's going to be awesome. We just need more time. We need more time. How expensive is this game for Microsoft at this point? They probably planned for this game to be out years ago. But yeah, that was my last bit of news I wanted to talk about. And I'd like to say, folks, like I said, I wanted to keep it tight. Still went over an hour. Feel like we had a good time. Didn't see a damn bit of Fortnite, though, did we? Just got 50 more gigabytes to download in this update. And we could be playing Fortnite in no time. But yeah, I had a great time with you guys today. Really appreciate you showing up, talking with me. Oh, Cool Man, by the way, says, who in the heck would spend $100 on that? Apparently, there are some people. I think a lot of them have no idea they're not getting the game either. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for showing up. By the way, before we end this, my God, listen up, folks. E3's coming. We've been talking about it throughout this whole stream. And I'm going to be streaming E3. We're going to watch it live and, have live reactions. We'll have this chat going. We'll be able to talk. Rick says this is the only stream I watch. Thanks, Rick. I feel good about that. I feel a lot of pressure, too. Because now I have to live up to be the best only stream you watch. And I hope you watch with E3 with me, because it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do Microsoft on Sunday, and I think Bethesda's doing Sunday too, or Ubisoft, one of them. We're gonna do about 2 streams a day at least. Won't be doing EA because I gotta work on Saturday. But on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, is when it all starts. Gonna stream Microsoft's press conference, and I don't know the rest of the days. I know Sony's on Monday. Gonna stream Sony on Monday. And on Sunday and Monday though, we'll also be doing Ubisoft, possibly Bethesda as well. And on Tuesday morning, we're going to do Nintendo. It's gonna be good stuff. It's gonna be good stuff. We might already know every single game that's coming out, being announced, but it's gonna be good stuff. Naki says hopefully. Naki, I hope you can too. Hope you all can. I hope you all can. Because I can't do it without you guys. You guys mean the world to me. Anyway, thank you very much. I know I'm going on and on and on and on and on. But, yeah, I appreciate it. See these logos. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Appreciate it. If you like this video, please like it. Does help. If you disliked it, go ahead and dislike it. Tell me why. And, comment. Comment on the video below in the other comment box. Like, what do you think? What do you want to see from E3? What do you want to see me cover? Looking forward to it. And, of course, follow us on Twitter and Facebook if you haven't. Really appreciate that. And it'll help you know when stuff's going down. So, yeah, appreciate y'all. And hoping to see you this upcoming Sunday. I wanted to get this pre-E3 stream going. And I feel good about it. I feel like we got the ball rolling. And I feel like we had a good talk. So, looking forward to seeing you guys, talking with you soon. This weekend and beyond. Anyway, subscribe for more. Have a great week, all. Have a great week. Well, it's going to be Friday soon. Some of you are already experiencing Friday. So just enjoy yourselves. Be good to each other. And I'll talk to you.